aren't we lucky to have animals in our lives, animals that love us as much as we love them, that unconditional love, right? So welcome to the cafe. I'm just so happy you're here today. Happy Friday. Just kind of feel your connection with the animals that are outside in the cafe. Is there one that's calling you? Or maybe there's one that's inviting you inside. So come on inside, be with me for a little bit, or stay outside with the animals. Invite your animal companions to be here, because this is like today, this topic, part 2 of lost animals. This is such an important topic. It's a topic we avoid. I avoid, because it's a painful topic. It's the unimaginable. So, what if the worst happened? Okay, let's say it has happened. Your animal's missing. Do you know what to do? Do you know where to turn? Well, if you watched part 1, you have some items ready to go. But coming up, we're going to be talking about what to do when the worst happens, because you need to know what to do. What steps can you take? And also, I'm going to share with you the importance of working with an animal communicator if your animal companion or somebody else you know, their animal companion is missing. So I also want to welcome anybody that's new. Welcome. Stick around. This is a great community. So write new in the comments, because I want to know who you are. I want to say hi to you personally. I can't wait, to meet you and greet you. And same with our lovely community. We have some really fun conversations in the chat while this is going on. So please feel free. Don't be bashful. Don't be shy. Just say hi. It's just that easy. Hi, how you doing? I'll bet you get a little hello back from somebody, because we're all animal lovers right here. And if you're new, you don't know me, my name is Janet Dobbs of Animal Paradise Communication and Healing, where my greatest joy is to help you discover your unique way that you can heal with animals, and also your unique way to telepathically communicate with animals. So here we are, back in the cafe, talking about your animal's missing. What do you do? What do you do? Well, don't worry. I've got some things to share with you. So the first thing you do, your animal's gone missing. In part 1, you learn how to gather a little checklist. That's what I call it, of information that you have handy for when the worst comes, from when the worst happens. Your animal's missing. What do? Okay, you go grab that list. What's on that list? If you haven't made a list, follow the steps right here. You want to have a current photo. So you want to update this fairly often, your little list. Have a current photo. Now, you see on this little missing dog poster, substantial reward. See, that pops out. And also the face of this dog pops out, right? But got a problem with it. Aside from the fact it catches your attention, it's really great. It's in black and white. Now, if that's all you have, that's great. The first thing that I have a problem with is it doesn't show the dog's whole body. Okay, so just make a note of this. And I'm going to talk about this over and over and over again. You want to have the whole body, because what if they have identifying markings, like they have little white toes and the rest of them is black. The tip of their tail is a different color from the rest of the body. It's a really distinguished marking that can make all the difference in the world. And that visual really helps. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a visual. So you've got that current photo, or maybe you might have a couple of photos, but just have a current photo with this information, their name, their name, but just have it there. So it's just easy, because when your animal is missing, you're emotional. Trust me, I know firsthand how emotional you can be. I'll share that with you in a little while. But you have their name, their age, so their current age, as best as you know, because many of us have adopted animals or brought them in off the street. We have no idea. We have an approximate idea, but no idea. So do the best you can with the age, a description of them, have that written description, and also that contact information, your phone or email, whatever the best contact for somebody to call you or get in touch with you, whatever the best way that is, have that ready. Also, that list, on your list is going to be any health issues. You might definitely make sure that's updated. And also you're going to grab that list that you've already made of the numbers and maybe even locations of local shelters, the chip company, if you've had your animal, the little chip that's that they have, so that's always with them, that somebody can scan like a veterinarian or a shelter or rescue, they can scan that chip. Also, that on this list is the name and the contact information, the phone number of your veterinarian, and you have found an animal communicator, you have their name, or maybe 2, maybe 3. 1, really good. So you have the name and the best way, the fastest way to get in touch with them. So those are your 2 information going back. You're going to gather that information that you first put together, the photo and all of that description information, and then also you're going to grab that sheet of paper or wherever you have it of your phone numbers, contact information for the shelters, the chip company, your veterinarian, the animal communicator. Okay? Then you're going to start calling. I love these little guys helping us call. The first place I would call, notify your chip company if your animal has been chipped. The little ID that's injected under the skin. Contact them immediately. They will start sending out a blast. A blast? It's like notification. So they can send it out an email blast, and that usually goes out much further. And sometimes they do those phone calls to a certain radius from where you are, from where the animal last was seen. And then it can go out from there as far, like it starts small, and then as time goes by, you can't see that, but it gets bigger and bigger. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that radius. So that's really, really important to get the information out fast as you can. You call your veterinarian, let them know. You call your local shelter right away. Start calling, and then you're also going to want to go there. But first call, let them know that your animal is missing, giving them all the information, okay? So that they can be on the lookout for whoever might be coming into their shelter. They'll be looking for yours, in theory, right? Hopefully. And then call your neighbors, go see your neighbors. We're going to talk about your neighbors. They're going to be the key, hopefully. Okay, so you're starting to make your calls. Now it's time to create that flyer. So you can see there's a little flyer that's been stuck in underneath the wiper blades of a car. You see it says Lost Kitty, and there's a reward. So start creating your flyer immediately. After you've made the call, make those calls first. Then make a flyer. Make a physical paper flyer and make one for, like, that would be social media, email, okay? So on that flyer, this is where your current photo is going to come into place, their name, their age, possibly, if the flyer has space, you want definitely a little brief description, like black, they're brown, like for us, when Clea was missing, we wrote floppy belly. That was one of the things that got us reunited. So something like that, where they were last seen. Most important is your contact information. And some people actually have those little, things that you can rip off. You just tear off a little the phone number or the contact information. So that's an idea that you could do. Not the flyers that are put up on telephone poles or at stop signs. I don't think it's legal to put it on a stop sign. But where people will come and stop in their car because they can't get out of their car and get the contact information. And also, this is where, not necessarily, but maybe on the flyer that you're going to put on a telephone pole or wherever you can put where people, like inside of a store or outside of a store, wherever you can put that information. And also, you're going to start distributing the flyer. Excuse me. So notice here, big, nice lost dog, and it's a color picture. If you can do a color picture, please put a color picture. And so this one has a face, okay, and you can see the paws. But if you can do the body, that would also be really, really helpful. Use your own judgment, whatever you think is best, whatever you can do really fast. And then, just get these flyers out there and get them up. Distribute the flyers everywhere. Start in your neighborhood. Start with your neighbors. So as you're distributing your flyers everywhere, go to your neighbors. Don't just, you might call them right away if you know them. But maybe you live in the city and you live in a high-rise apartment that's like New York City. It's like 40 or more stories, right? How are you going to get all the neighbors? One at a time. But say you live in a neighborhood, townhouses or houses, whatever, go door to door. We didn't go completely door to door, and we would have gotten our kitty Cleo back faster if we had just gone 2 houses up from where we started. So take your flyer, go to your neighbors. It's a great way to meet your neighbors. Hi, can you help me? My dog, my cat, my horse is missing. Hand them a flyer. Please call me if you see them. If they're not home, stick it in the door. Make that contact. Make sure they have this information. Go on your street, go the next street over, keep spreading out because you can't go far enough. We were 1 street away from where we were looking is where our kitty was, Cleo. If I had gone 1 more street over, there's a chance we would have found her sooner. We would have found her as opposed to the person that called us. Now, also, in addition to contacting your neighbors, because those are the most important people when your animal's missing, send your information to social media. So have a little short something that's going to grab somebody's attention, missing, lost, photo, animal. Then have details if there's a description, such as, the information that I mentioned earlier, their age, where they were last seen in this vicinity. That's really important because people are, if they're if they're not in your neighborhood, like they're in another town over, they're probably not going to pay attention as much as somebody that, that's like really close to me. I'm going to be on the lookout. That probably makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Now, here's something that's really important that a lot of people don't think about when it comes to missing animals. Contact your postal worker. So your mail person used to be the mailman when I was growing up, even if it was a female. So if there's somebody that walks the neighborhood, stop them, say hi, hand them a flyer. They might not be able to take it, but just tell them to be on the lookout. They know who you are because they deliver your mail. Have them just have them notify you where they saw your animal, right? And if it's somebody like you're on a rural route like we are, where they just drive up to your mailbox stop and then they go on, you can go out and catch them and give them a flyer or just say, hey, would you mind being on the lookout for this dog, this cat, this horse, whoever, bunny, whoever, right? Just let them know. Another thing that a lot of people don't think about, people that are out walking or people that are out jogging, if there's someone that you see on a regular basis, or just go out there and with your flyers and just hand them out to people that you see out walking around, because they're out and about and they might notice. So they probably see dogs and cats and other critters while they're walking, jogging. But they might not know that, hey, this is Fluffy. I need to call so-and-so. So don't be bashful. Here is something that I didn't do. And if I had contact a crossing guard, they would have had our Cleo back to us very fast. School crossing guards or any kind of a crossing guard, they're out and about. Don't be bashful. Give them a flyer. Say, please, just let me know. Let the kids know, but tell them not to chase after the animal, just to, let an adult know so that they can contact you. But definitely a crossing guard, because it turned out Cleo was going up to, was kind of walking on this drainage ditch that went behind a lot of houses all the way up to the school. And my parents were like, oh, I think we saw Cleo. And we're like, well, she wouldn't be that far away. She was. It was her. She was just like really traveling and covering a lot of territory. So you just never know. Don't be shy. Get the word out to everybody. Also, if you have a neighborhood newsletter, okay, I know there aren't neighborhood newsletters that go to houses anymore. If there is one, though, put a little notice in, and make it like eye-catching. We wrote like, help us find Cleo. She missed her 9th birthday party. Just something, and like somebody caught it. That's how we got Cleo back. But if they're like, now there's like these social media kinds of a neighborhood app places where people go for neighborhood kinds of stuff, place something right there, please. Like just really reach out to anybody and everybody. It's so important. But this is why it's so important to have this flyer and distribute it. And this is something a lot of people don't think about. And you should put this at really close to the top of your list. Call your animal communication person, your animal communicator, right away. Don't wait. I have had so many clients over the years call and say, Fluffy or George is missing. You're my last resort. That is not the time. Yeah, okay. It's last resort. Just do it anyhow, just in case. But please don't wait as a last resort. It's a first resort, because the trails can go cold. And an animal communicator can help you in so many ways. I'm going to share with you what those are in just a second. But, don't forget to please like and subscribe and ring the bell. Why do you click on the bell? Because it allows you to receive notifications of when I'm going live or when I've uploaded a new video and you don't want to miss out. And you can find your way back here easily to see lots of different things. And now, today, Lost Animals, Part 2, your animal is missing. Your animal's missing. Oh, gracious. So, your animal's missing. What do you do? After you've reached out and gotten the word out, or even first thing, call your animal communicator. You've already established, because of Part 1, you've already established and met an animal communicator. You have one in mind. You know who to call. You know who to, calling, I would call if they do phone calls. I mean, if you can connect with them through a phone. Otherwise, you email them right away, text them right away, whatever way that they work with their clients. Don't wait, because a lot of people are really busy. The good communicators are booked. Some of them don't do lost animals. So again, go to this site, www.animaltalk.net, and then click on the link that says Animal Communicator Directory or Communicator Directory. Then you're going to get this page up. It's like a massive list of animal communicators from all over the world, listed by their states, their countries. But look for somebody that specializes in not animal communication. They all do. Look for one that specializes in lost animals. You want somebody who has lots of experience with lost animals. And a lot of people don't do lost animal cases. That was the first thing that I stopped doing, was lost animal cases. I did hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, but yeah, it just becomes emotional. It becomes hard. And I was at a really hard time of my life that was very emotional. So I no longer did them, but I refer people to animal communicators. So don't get discouraged by that at all. Please, I'm trying to tell you this because there are people that specialize. You want to have a connection with them now so that if the worst was to happen, your animal's missing, you can get in touch with them. You know how to get in touch with them. So look for the animal communicators, and it might be listed down the side where people have taken out advertisements. There are some people that actually say in big letters, specializing in lost animals. Get in touch with them right now. Don't hesitate. Please don't hesitate. It's so important. Animaltalk.net. Okay. And also, if you're looking for an animal communicator, that's a really good place to find a good communicator. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So let's talk about what an animal communicator can do. So you've got your animal communicator. You've got your first session. They have all the information about the animal. What can they do? They connect with your animal companion, wherever they might be. And everybody works in a different way. But what I would do was I would ask them, first of all, how are they? And I would check in with them. Are they okay physically? Have they been hurt? Or are they just on an adventure? Or they're just, went chasing after some deer and it's like, whoops, I don't know where I am. They don't know how to get home. Okay, so just checking in to see how they are. That's what an animal communicator can do. Where are they? So I would always ask them to show me. Show me where you are. Let me see through your eyes. Now, what usually happens is they show me grass or trees, and I'm like, okay, that's half the world, or so I'll just see and write down what they give me, and then I'll ask for details. Okay, can you give me some details? Now, this is the coolest thing. I just am always amazed by this. So the details that I'll ask for, if they haven't given them to me, is like, if you see a house, because lots of times they'll say, okay, I see a house, it's red brick, it's got a brown roof, it's got white shutters, it has a path, a sidewalk, however they say it, path or sidewalk, going up to the front door. There's a car out in front. There's a sidewalk. Okay, so those are really good details, but that's so general. I mean, it's very detailed. So, I always thank the animal for giving me that. But I say okay, on the house, can you see numbers? Can you see numbers? Show me the numbers, the house numbers. Or look on this sometimes, the house numbers are on the curb or on a mailbox. Can you see that? And I'll ask them to go show that to me. I'll also ask them, they're in a neighborhood, so they're not in the country. They're in a neighborhood. Can you find a street sign? Can you look up at the street sign and show me what it says? So often you can get the intersection of where they are. That's pretty good. That's a detail. Or do you see a car? Can you show me what the car looks like so you get a make, a model of the car? So that would help you if it was in your own neighborhood. You can go looking, down a street and, there's a car. They were here. Your animal was here. Show me the license plate. What's the color of the license plate? What are the numbers? That's pretty good details, right? You can get really good details like a lake, a pond, a body of water, many, many details So then I would take those clues and give them to the person, and lots of times they're human. It's like, I know exactly where that is. So those are just a few of the things that an animal communicator can help with. So the sooner you can do this, the better. The trail can go cold after a certain amount of time. The animal's moved on, or maybe they're still in some place, maybe they're stuck in a place, right? There's all kinds of possibilities of what can be going on with them. And the sooner you can get that information, the sooner you can be reunited. Also, if time has gone by, like let's say it's been a couple of months, like in the case with Cleo, and I didn't know anything about animal communicators when Cleo was gone. It was 1985. So in the case of time going by, the animal, like the communicator can ask the animal, where are you? And the animal, say it's a dog, describes this detailed place. And the person goes there and it's like, there's no dog. What happens is time is relative, and so they may have been there a month ago and it's a month later. So you got the right place, you have the right area, but they've moved on. So you just keep going back and asking for more information. And it's just a process until you find them. And that reminds me, I want to be really clear. This is really important. Never give up, ever. Unless are you reunited with your animal or you find a body. Never, ever give up, because we gave up on Cleo. I just was like, she can't still be alive. We would have found her by now. Well, guess what? 3 days after I gave up, somebody called us. I think I've been feeding your kitty. She had survived 2 snowstorms. That's pretty amazing. She had broken her back leg. She had 2 collars on. She got out of both of them. She didn't have a collar on. Some of her physical markings had changed because of stress. You know how you hear about somebody is stressed out and their hair turns gray? That happened to her. She was already gray, but she got a white spot where she only had 3 hairs. And it was her beyond a shadow of a doubt. No, I mean, it was totally her. But things can happen to them or not. The sooner you can get them back. But never give up. I mean, it's hard and it's painful, but don't give up and keep expanding your search. Because I'm going to tell you a story. These little stinker doodles. Expanding your search. So, there was this dog named Gunther. Oh, I shouldn't say his name. Okay, well, he's not alive anymore. Anyhow, his dog was, he was in his backyard. There were some deer, and he ran off in the woods after the deer, and he didn't come back. And that was really, really unusual for him. And so his mom called me, and I checked in with him, and he was giving me like, okay, he went east, and I knew where they lived, and I knew what was east, 3 interstates. And I went, no. I got into my stuff, and I just couldn't possibly imagine him crossing those interstates and surviving, right? Well, and he showed me, he was walking on sidewalk. He showed me what that was like. He was going in through neighborhoods, just trying to get home, but he was heading east, and he should have been heading west. And the bottom line is, he was found exactly east. He went over 2 interstates and the county parkway, so basically 3 interstates. And he was at a mall parking lot where there was a assisted retirement home, and they found him in the parking lot. Yeah. So it's like they can travel. So expanding your, so the person whose dog He couldn't imagine he was that far away. They can travel really fast, or they can stay within the same neighborhood. And just another little story about how an animal communicator can help. And also, I just really want to share with you all the importance of when you're trying to help a lost animal. There are certain things you can do. Don't go chasing after them. They're going to run away. What? No, really, they will. When an animal becomes lost, they change. We go into that survival mode. The same would happen with us. They can totally change. They might not even come to you because they're so afraid and kind of, shell-shocked or whatever may have happened to them. They are different. So don't make an assumption. And so there was this not a German Shepherd, a Saint Bernard. Saint Bernard. So a unique dog, right? Big, can't miss him. He went missing. And his parents lived 3 hours away. The dog was staying here where I live, close by. And so the parents were coming up from, driving 3 hours back and forth, keep trying to find the dog. We knew he was in this big kind of a shopping area, huge. There were sightings. He changed completely. He would not come to anybody. People would chase after him, and he would go into tall bush or into woods, and he would be gone. So the mom came back up, and I said, okay, here's what you do. Because there had been another sighting. So get the stinkiest food you can get. So for a cat, the stinkiest canned cat food. It doesn't matter if it's healthy or not. The stinkier and probably the more unhealthy you can get, the better. Or with a dog, same. It's a canned food that's stinky. It's really got a strong scent. Wherever they were sighted, go put it down and then back away. And in her case, there was a crowd. And I told her, get the crowd away. Tell everybody to be quiet, be calm, breathe. And then she went and she sat not right close to the food, but close enough. The canned food was a ways away where the dog would feel safe. And the dog finally came out from where it was hiding, very cautiously, didn't know who mom was, didn't come running up to her, went to the food because he was starving. A big dog, right? And then she was able to get him gently, very gently, and then she got him. The really weird thing about it was there were 2 St. Bernards lost at the same time. One was seen on the interstate that was right next to the shopping center, and the other was by the shopping center. So we were able to get this other St. Bernard. And there was no one claimed it. So both of the St. Bernards now, later, the happy ending is the one that was missing that I was helping them find was reunited. And then this other one that was on the daggone interstate was also rescued and has a home with the other St. Bernard. So there can be happy endings, but that's not always the case. So there's so many things that an animal communicator can do to help you get reunited sooner, faster, easier. There's nothing easy about a lost animal. It's a challenge. So please remember some of the things that I've shared with you, like creating that flyer and spreading it out, having that photo, the name, the age, the description, where the animal was last seen, good contact information. Get that stuff out to your neighbors, your neighborhood, stores, on the internet, wherever you can. That is so important. It'll make all the difference in the world. Get the word out. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. So I hope that, and I just need to remind you one more time, if you're looking for an animal communicator, please go to animaltalk.net. There is a list of lots of animal communicators that, and you can find out if they have any specialties. So you look for somebody that specializes in lost animals. Please do that right now. So in the meantime, I want you to just give your animal companion a gentle hug. Love them, play with them. Tell them you love them, because we do. Just don't take them for granted, because in the blink of an instant, and the holidays are coming up, and if you have indoor-only animals, just keep them safe so they can't accidentally get out, because that's heartbreaking, and so many animals get lost like that. Yeah, there are shelters filled with animals that kind of thing happen. So let's keep your animal companions happy and safe. But if they do go missing, you now know what to do. Yeah. So have a wonderful day, a time with your animals. I will see you all next time. Please let me know, if you learned anything, or if you have any tips that I left out for finding a lost animal, what to do. Please add them in the comments. I'd love to hear all about what your experience may have been, if you've had an experience with your animal going missing. In the meantime, have fun with your animals always. I will see you next time. Luna and Max, they're around. They send you purrs. Take care. Enjoy. Have fun with animals. I'll say that over and over again. It's the best part of life, right?